I think we're in. Yes. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good night, however we may find you, wherever you are in the world, whatever you identify as. Welcome to Maidencast, episode 48. And we have finally made it. We have done a couple of
fillers,
reactions and, initial reactions. But now we are doing it. The hour is upon us. We are doing the full track by track, in-depth review of Senjutsu. We have made it to the end. So there's no point in unboxing this, is he? We've done
that.
Done all that. We're past all that now, ladies and gentlemen.
It's all gone.
We are.
It's not really like an eternity ago, doesn't it? Hey? It was a month ago.
Yeah, I will say. I mean, that is the good thing about this album. I mean, I don't think there's any. We're giving away too many spoilers. It's not.
I think
much of a.
I think the general consensus around the planet is that it's a banger.
Some places, the controversial thing is to say you actually like it. I've seen, in particular, the Rageaholic in his Metal Mythos series has done an 18-minute video on it, and absolutely just eviscerating it. Oh. It's doing the rounds. And
but why? What the fuck? What? Because it ain't got Flight of Icarus Part 2 on it.
The thing is with him, I do like a lot of his reviews, and he has got that knack of pointing you in the direction of a underrated gem, if you will. But when it came to his Maiden one, because he does a little bit like what I do, much better edited, and he does like a thing where he goes for a whole series. So he'll go like Judas Priest, and he'll go from first album right up to modern day. He's done on Wasp, and it's called the Metal Mythos. And the Iron Maiden one, it was just like, you've got this wrong. Like didn't agree with it at all. But there you go, horses for courses and all that. He's normally on the ball with.
Sounds like a bit of trolling though, because it's pretty much internet wide that this album is like a banger. And it seems anyone who says otherwise is just doing it to fucking be different. And it's like...
Well, and he does fall into this category. I've noticed the people that have certainly shouting the loudest about not liking it wouldn't have liked it anyway. It's like, you've not liked the last couple of albums. You've not liked... You don't like the direction they've gone in. And they clearly have gone in a new direction, which we've established is... It's normally seen as a new direction from Brave New World, but in fact it did start on X Factor. So if you're not liking anything that they've done, chances are this isn't going to win you over. However, Ralph Vieira, who I've mentioned before, he did a review of it. I've not watched that many reviews, to be honest. I did a few when it came out. A few have come up on my news feed today, actually. Ones I've not watched, but the Metal Voice, that's a good little channel. And Sea of Tranquility. Sea of Tranquility is a bit like us. He sort of sat on it for a bit. And but Metal Voice and Sea of Tranquility are journalists as well. I think they've all written for magazines in the past and that. But Ralph Vieira, he's normally said, he's like, look, from Power Slave onwards, I can either take it or leave it. He went, but I don't bitch. Like, you can. That's what I like. I'm not too thingy on it, but I do watch them. And, and he's like, right, some people do not like anything from such and such. He's like, and I'm one of them. But, he gave it a really good review. He was like, this song I might not need, I think. But he went, but this song, oh my God, this song's awesome, And he was really, he basically just said, like, this one's actually won me over. So, still pretty mixed all round, really, I guess.
I mean, there's always going to be the people, like we've always discussed, that they just want, like I said, Flight of Icarus Part 2, and it's like, peace of mind's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it's like, look, guys, all right, fair play, but, Well,
it's not only that as well. It's like the people that, may not like a new direction or something like that will be the exact same people that complain that Slayer and AC/DC just put the same album out over and over again. It's like, well,
you're never going to be fucking happy.
It's one or the other, I'm afraid. And And I will say, for a band that's been going this long, to be putting out albums
fuck's
as
sake.
good
I
as
mean,
this,
they've they're all going to die in a horrible death because they've all sold their soul to the devil at some point. I think, like that blues guitarist. You know, they've been to the crossroads early on. And went, look, that's it. We went like, right, we got to do it because, like you say, to be doing 17 albums, and let's face it, all right, you can argue the toss over this or that or the other, but none of them have been like every fucking band you go through. You can pick out what the fuck is that doing in the catalogue, like. But Maiden, you might go, oh, that one's not as good as that, or that.
Oh, yeah,
Killers.
That's
or
why we're
Peace
doing.
Mind, it's like they're not as good as the others, but they're not shit. They've all got redeeming features.
Yeah, I think you meant No Prayer for the Dying, but yeah, but even, I mean, my two least favourite, I think it's got to be either No Prayer for the Dying or Virtual 11. But both those songs, those albums, have got some of my favourite songs.
Features that make you think, oh fucking hell, this is an awesome song. Each one of them's got one of those.
Yeah. Let's just have a look here. What's the one I really like on this?
No Prayer for the Dying, you like, didn't you?
I really like No Prayer for the Dying. I like the live version of it, didn't I, recently? But no, Public Enemy #1, isn't it? Is that the Fall to Your Knees Today? That one, that's a really good one. That's a Dave Murray banger.
Yeah.
Yeah, hooks in you are quite. Oh, bring your daughter to the slaughter. There you go.
Yes, that's what I said.
And then we got Virtual 11. I mean, although I do think the band were not quite sure what they were up to.
No, they weren't. They was in a bit of limbo there, but he's still churning out the Klansman.
Two Worlds Collide, Klansman. Yeah, so even at their worst, they're still bloody good, and that's why we're doing this series. Really, we wouldn't have dedicated a year of our lives.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to be like say 17 albums in and still churning out consistent quality is unreal.
Yeah, I mean, a new album from a band that's been going as long as they have you should be grateful for anyway. And the fact that it's of this quality, and two major bands have been in the news a lot recently, and you've got Iron Maiden that a lot of people got salty, but it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame all over again. It was very nice that it topped the charts. It did go to #1 in physical sales, which is where metal is at.
Just got missed out with the combined with the streaming, didn't it?
Yeah, but what's his name? Is it Drake?
Drake.
And there was another rapper as well, I think. But that music is huge and it's worldwide. And when it comes to clicks and streaming,
And all that stuff is all 2 minutes long as well, isn't it? Designed for attention spans of
it's all formulaic as well now. Literally people have come up with these templates in the studio, and they literally just go one and two, mix them together. But again, it didn't quite make it to #1. Is it any? Do you like it any less now? Then is it not as good? You get this every year with the Oscars or the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Grammys. What does it matter? Really, what does it matter?
Do people really want, the general public to...
Was Goodfellas any less a good film? Because there was that thing at the time, they did it with The Departed in the end. They basically just gave Martin Scorsese an Oscar because it was getting embarrassing.
Yeah.
But what was Taxi Driver?
Yeah.
He didn't do Raging Bull, did he? Did he do Raging Bull?
Yeah, he did. I think. No, I might be wrong. My missus is going to fucking slap me, so I'm keeping quiet.
I'm pretty sure that's part of the winning streak because you had that golden period it was Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro was.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking of the style it was shot in because it was black and white, and I'm sure it was Martin Scorsese. Anyway, what I'm saying is, up until that point, he didn't win an Oscar. Did any of those films, are they any less?
Yeah.
The cultural impact they had, and how much if you look into history, like go 50 years in the future, who's going to be watching? They're still going to be watching those films. Who won an Oscar that year? But it's almost instantly forgotten every time.
Yeah, that's it.
And so to contrast Maiden with Metallica, who I think creatively are just running on fumes and have been for about 20 years. Oh, the Black Album's in the charts again. Oh, Miley Cyrus is singing All that matters, nothing else matters, and bloody fucking blah. It's like, yeah, Metallica are in the mainstream news that they're appearing on late night chat shows and all over an album that was released in the 90s. None of this is based on a new album, and I'm basically saying it is because Metallica and Iron Maiden are arguably the top two.
Well, yeah, they're the two. They are, yeah.
But yeah, to me, Iron Maiden is still creatively, still on point and will be doing new stuff from their new album. They always make a point of it every tour. Metallica have basically become the Rolling Stones.
Now, to be fair to them, they did play a lot of Hardwired on the last tour. On that tour, they played a fucking fair chunk of it, actually. And they even adapted some of it into the S&M stuff. So, I mean, I know what you're saying. Obviously, you take a new Maiden album, you're guaranteed to get quality. Whereas a Metallica album, it could go either way, couldn't it?
Go either way. But what I'm saying is, as well, look at the reaction that this Black Album reissue has had, and then contrast that. Maiden have had that with a new album.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have that. You just simply wouldn't be getting that off a new album from Metallica. You just wouldn't.
No, because like I say, it's either going to be really good or a bit, which is a bit of a shame with Metallica, but they're on another fucking level. They do what they want to fucking do, and they have been doing it since 1921.
Your All Singing, All Dancing box set arrived yet?
Yeah. It came the day it was supposed to come.
Have you done an unboxing video?
Yeah. Hardly. Yeah, exactly. No one got a few views, but it was a case of, mind you, Jason Newsted beat me to it, I suppose. So.
Jason Newsted did one. Well, they did their own one anyway, didn't they?
Amic did one. But no, I mean, it's a fucking awesome box set. I mean, as you've seen, because you've got the Master Puppets one, haven't you?
I got the Master Puppets one and Justice for All one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the same quality put together. There's shitloads in there, mate. Fucking live gigs and all sorts of shit. It's unreal.
Oh, yeah. If you look at the Kill 'Em All one, it's like...
Yeah. And that's it, yeah.
Yeah, they've progressively got thicker as it's gone along. I'm sure the content's awesome, but when you've had two, it's like the initial excitement of opening that first one. It's like, I've got that. Hand the lyrics and the things, like you get that every time. You sort of okay. But I've still got my eye on I'm getting bunged up today for some reason. I keep hearing myself.
It's the worst cold in history is going around, mate. No one had one last year, did they? So
what was that?
The antibodies. It's fucking hideous.
What's that?
There's a cold going around because obviously everyone's getting colds now. When no one was allowed outside, no one got colds or flu. So no one's got any antibodies.
I've not heard about
it. Yeah, no one's got any antibodies to last year's strain, have they? So everyone's fucking copping it.
Yeah.
What I've been coughing up could have gone into a science lab, mate. It's like a blob. Fucking unreal.
Yeah, but yeah, that's me. We've done our usual diversion, but that was the point I was making.
Yeah. But no, your point to make
Maiden caused quite a stir for that, and like I say, we was even talking about people debating about it, and
Now the point you make is valid, and it always will be with Maiden because they're very much eyes on what's going on at night. They'll divert to do a history tour, but they're all about playing new shit, and to be in your fucking 60s and still be that way inclined is a credit to all six of them.
Yeah, I mean, and as good as a new Metallica album would be, I don't think you will beat that golden period of the first five.
No, I think
or six. I'll put it in for there.
Yeah, don't get me started.
I'll be charitable
because but no, they had their period, but there was some banging tracks on Hardwired, but overall, it was an all right album. You had some standouts, but it was an all right album. Whereas Senjutsu, not giving away anything, is just on another fucking level.
Yeah.
And Maiden have been on another level creatively for nigh on 30 years.
Yeah.
No other band can say that. No other band in any fucking walk, any genre of music can say that they've been consistently great their entire career.
Yeah.
People, people, I'm going to die on that hill. People, if you feel different in the comments, please, because I want to have a debate on this. But they're the only band to my ears that have been consistent, fucking this level up here.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think this, we're speaking of Metallica, I think we have the big four. Well, if you say the second level of the big four,
starting with Testament.
So Testament, Exodus, I was going to say Dark Angel, Death Angel. There is a difference.
And Overkill.
I mean, I think those four bands
are arguably more consistent than the big four.
Yeah, and I think I got someone got all pissy with me online once when I said that Testament actually got better with age.
Oh, they did.
It was like, no.
Oh no, stop it! If people can't see that Testament are 10 times the band they are now than they were when it started, they're deaf.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking that simple.
Yeah, so New Order's better than The Gathering.
No.
Yeah, so.
No, I mean, no. But that's a debate for another day.
Yeah, I'll have to do a Testament video at some point.
But
yeah, I suppose we've covered all the ground. But yeah, even with all that being said, a band that's been going as long as this, just be grateful to have any new material at all, because you never know what's around the corner. Yeah. I was just watching AC/DC's new video earlier. I thought that was pretty cool. I really like that song as well. I thought that was one of the best songs they've done.
Which one?
Through the Mist of Time.
Oh, Through the Mist of Time. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a really good song.
That was a highlight of the new album.
In fact, the last album was fucking really good. I thought.
I like the last two. Yeah, I thought Rock or Bust was really good. Again, that's another kettle of fish, isn't it? Because AC/DC, you don't want
to change. No, you want.
You just want. Is it on point?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And yeah, to various degrees. I mean, I suppose their 80s stuff was sort of touch and go, innit? I think they went through a bit of a period where it was
the mid 80s. It was a bit.
It was like it'd be like two good singles, but the album would be crap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I don't know when exactly that did change.
It changed for me. It went from fucking Back in Black. You had a bit till you got to Razor's Edge.
Let's have a look. I mean, Flick of the Switch, I think is quite a good album. I think that's quite underrated. I mean, for those about rock's good. Come on now.
Yeah, the rest of the album, though. I mean, I'm
thinking
two or three. Like you say, two or three bangers, and the rest of
video, fly on the walls a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you got Ball Breaker, but that's because of Thunderstruck's on Razor's Edge, isn't it?
Yeah. You got Hail Caesar and Cover You in Oil on that.
Hard as a Rock. Yeah. Yeah, but like I say, I'll have to have a re-listen. I can't even remember anything on Black Ice. But Rock or Bust and what's the new one called? Power Up.
Black Ice Rock and Roll Train, wasn't it? This is the lead single on that.
Running. Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah.
But again, do you remember anything else?
Yeah. Big Jack. I'm only saying that though because it was in the live set. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean they are perfect juxtaposed to Maiden.
Yeah.
When was the last time AC/DC put out an album that you could play from 1 to 10 and be consistently thrilled all the way through it?
Yeah, there is that.
1980.
Yeah, like I say, yeah, I do like Rock or Bust and I do like the new one, Power Up. But if they went, we're going to play the whole thing in full, it'd be like, settle down. It weren't that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It weren't that good. It's like when you go to your aunt's house or something, they give you a mince pie. I go, was that nice? You go, yeah, fine. I go, good, because I'll give you a whole.
It's a box of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like bollocks. Yeah. Here you go, lads. You're popular at work that night.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Right, I think we'll. There's no really need to go into the background because we've covered it in a couple of different episodes. I think we've got guests coming in. Hold on, let's see if our producer wants to contribute.
Oh, it's the Sock Dog.
What do you think of the new Maiden album? Yeah, do you think
it's
good?
Not as good as that Sock I ate.
I mean, you don't like anything after Fear of the Dark. What, Killers is Killers is his favourite. You say?
Yeah, Brainwashed.
Yeah. All right, looky. Yeah, good boy. That's it. He won't leave now. So, all right. Let's get him out and then.
Well, we're going to get about 9 million views because of that section. Yes.
There you go. So that was a word from our sponsor.
That's going to be the best video you've ever done purely because the dog was in it. That's going to go viral.
Yeah. So,
Hashtag sock dog, and we're away.
Yeah, he's not in our good books at the moment because he had a sock last night. And then we've got to keep an eye on him. And yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. So, right. But in that, we'll get into the music. Right.
Senjutsu, the track that we heard the intro of so many times. Well, go on.
Sorry, I forgot. Shout outs.
Oh, how can you forget the peeps?
Can't believe we got this far into it. Sorry, folks, but hello and welcome aboard to the newcomers, and hello to our regular contributors. And I'm seeing a lot of familiar names on this, and I've also seen some new ones. So Metal Class, LV, Alex, A Young, A Different Breed, our alternative universe singer. Yeah. David Kazmierzak Morefoot. He gets me every time that one.
Every week. We're sorry, dude. And
Tony
he follows
Pullis.
me on Instagram, by the way, and he's got a massive beard and looks really scary. So when he sees you, he's going to pummel you.
Has he got a beard bigger than yours?
Because
you've been pretty grisly in your time.
Yeah.
Tony Pullis, Mad Max 42, Alex, and MJ Owls IM666. How are you all, folks?
We love you. We love you. We love you. I'll get around to responding to all your comments because, like I say, I don't get notifications. It's only when I click on a video and I see like there's fucking millions and I've shit. So I'll be doing a lot of commenting over the next couple of nights. So get some debates going.
Right. So yeah, Senjutsu.
Yeah, we heard that intro so many times. Every time Maiden promoted a video or whatever, it was that intro, wasn't it, with the drums? Boom. And then it fucking cut out just as a good bit. And it was like, ah! But we finally got there.
I mean, I always sort of said as well, I've struggled how to see how the band could open with this. And but now I can, because curtains, I can hear
dark lights going with the drums.
So Dr. Doctor's playing.
Yeah.
Everyone's up for it, and then all of a sudden the lights
they just drop out.
And then just dark. And then something will come on the screens either side. I'm thinking some sort of helicopter shot over some mountains or something. Maybe the I would say Great Wall of China, but no, we're going to be looking in like sort of Edo Age Japan, you know. Yeah. I'm thinking of that film with Matt Damon in a few years ago.
Yeah, the Wall. Yeah, the Great Wall, whatever it's called. Yeah.
But mind you, he does say anything. We'll meet at the wall, doesn't he?
You what?
There is a line in there, and we'll meet you all at the wall.
Yeah, that's why. That's why Bruce reckoned it was written about Game of Thrones, and then Steve went, "No." So, which blatantly is fucking Game of Thrones, because obviously that would have been in his mindset as he was writing it.
Yeah. So,
but no, I think the lights go out, the drums kick in, and the lights flash going time with the drums, and all of a sudden, fucking when it kicks in, lights come up, boom.
Well, Adrian as well said that he did those big drums that they have.
Yeah, the specific Japanese drums.
You could probably have some roadies at either side of the stage.
Yeah, just fucking all doing it.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, like Metallica did in Now We're Dead, they all did the combined drum bit in the middle.
Yeah.
Really make it effective, really percussive. And that'd be fucking awesome.
But yeah, and not only that, a band like Maiden has that, they have that audience where, you know, I wouldn't open Download with it, for example.
But I would. They don't give a fuck.
But a headline show, yeah, they could definitely.
Whatever set they open down, whatever, because Download's going to be a mix of Legacy of the Beast and shit. But whatever, Maiden play their show wherever they're fucking playing. They don't care. Yeah. You know, they're the only band who could probably get away with it.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, I'm sitting there saying, oh, maybe, you know, because it's such a different sort of song. But then again, Tool wouldn't hesitate opening with a song like that, would they?
No. And Tool headlined Donington, didn't they? So,
I saw them headline Donington, about 100 years ago. Maynard James Keenan came out topless, like shirtless, with a pair of jeans, a white cowboy hat and sunglasses. That was his And
he don't take no prisoners, does he? That geezer,
Yeah.
he just doesn't give a fuck about anything.
And about 3 songs into the set, he's like, "Hi, download.
Yeah.
How many people out here now haven't got any shoes on?" He's like, "You fucking hippies." And then they just went into the next song.
It's bizarre.
But yeah, so you know, you have that awesome drum intro, and then you have that, you know, riff. Bam, ba bam, ba bam, ba bam.
Yeah, with Nico fucking playing the shit out of the toms, really carrying it through.
Listening to it as well, I had a final go on the way to work last night. I was stuck in traffic as well, which is always good because you get to listen to the whole album.
Yeah.
A friend of ours just put in the thing the other day that it took them 2.5 hours to get petrol, and I was going to wind them up and say, "Oh, that was really good. That means you got to listen to the new Iron Maiden album twice."
Yeah, that's it.
And they're not a Maiden fan either, so that would have pissed them off even more. But I thought, better not. But Nico's drumming in this opening track is crazy. I mean,
nice quality,
you know,
it's awesome.
I said a few episodes ago, when someone's all like, that seems to be the only thing. But no, this and he's not doing something over and over again.
No, like we keep saying, he knows when to play and when not to play. It's the mark of a great drummer, and he does enough to carry that song through, to fucking keep the beat of the song going. It's very tribal. It's the most tribal thing Maiden have ever done.
Yeah, but he's consistently keeping a rhythm whilst doing something different every time. It's someone who doesn't drum. I mean, that's it was particularly impressive for me.
No, it's great playing, and like I say, the guy's fucking 69 going on 70, and he's an animal, fucking animal.
Yeah, but yeah,
like I say, and that's 8 minutes. He keeps this pun, because the song is a punishing song. It is a fucking grinder. It brings you down into the dirt, doesn't it, in the battlefield, like, you know, and you're really oppressive song. Quite unlike a Maiden opener, because normally they're sort of full of life and all that shit.
It just keeps adding layers as well, doesn't it? It just, you know, you got that down the bump and riff, and then you got that beautiful melody, that
it's the chorus, isn't it? You know, fucking so good. It just soars.
And it just keeps spiraling around, just building up, and then we just keep coming back to that chorus.
Yeah.
And you know, like when you got you're just waiting for that, you know, then we go, it's like, right, we've arrived now, but it don't. It just keeps
it doesn't.
Going.
That's it. No, this is a very specific song. It's like, you know, it's a dirty song. It's a grinder. It really puts you in the, like I said, Maiden bring you into the story they're telling at the time. You know, be it Passchendaele or whatever, or be it Alexander the Great, you feel like you're there. This is one, you feel like you're in this fucking battle. You've got arrows fucking flying over. You've got fucking rope ladders or Christ knows what else and all that. And it's just a dirty fucking song. And I love it. It's so different. And this is Adrian Smith flexing that new epic muscle that he found a couple of albums ago. He's no longer the man, I write the hit singles. No, I write the epics that make you go, you know? And the lyrics are fucking well good. Like, that chorus is awesome. Running around to the call, we can hear far away the sound of distant drums. You get that, and when after that first chorus, it goes back into the verse where you get the very specific lyric. Remember I told you about it when we did the reaction?
Go on.
Survive. Well, this is lyric from Senjutsu. Yeah. Survive on ledges bitten in dust. Knowledge and virtue is stricken by lust. Really believe that they're coming for us. Dancing on graves of those who bled for us. When we get to Hell on Earth, 10 songs later, that lyric is almost backward. And it's very specific. It's a lyric that Steve's got hold of, and he's written specifically in a way that he sort of flips it and changes it up just a little bit in Hell on Earth.
Yeah.
And it's like this is like the start of that journey that culminates in Hell on Earth. Even though it's not a concept album, he's planted a seed that will flourish through the album, and it's really clever lyricism. And everyone goes, Steve Harris can't write lyrics. He's written some bangers on this album.
Yeah,
it's his best lyrics since X Factor. So I think he's really Steve is a lot like Blaze. When he's when he's pissed off or when he's down or whatever, he really starts to emote and really puts his heart on his sleeve.
You dance on graves who have bled for us. Do you really think they'll come for us? Virtue and knowledge driven by us live on the edge
of those you trust.
Yeah.
Which is almost flipped the lyric around, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I remember you mentioned it, but I didn't really look at it.
Yeah, no, I noticed it straight away. I was like, hang about, I fucking heard that lyric not that long ago. And it was like, oh, fuck. And it was really, I fucking loved it. The way he done it, I think it's brilliant. But he's really, over the last few years when he was writing this, you can tell he's a pissed off geezer because some of these lyrics are brutal. No, absolutely. He's not happy man, not happy with the world and not happy with the way things are going. And that's before someone in China sneezed.
Yeah.
So
I'm just trying to find the lyrics now. But yeah, okay. I'll look at another time because I'm getting distracted.
Yeah.
So yeah, a very different opener.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I love the way it ends as well because the solos that we've got to put out to the Three Amigos, they are, I mean, they're always on fire. Let's not fuck about. But
yeah,
the soloing on this is quite different as well. I mean, they're not. I'm getting my ears around who's doing what, as I always try and do that. But Dave Murray's solos are really withdrawn. They're not his fucking usual fret series, and I think it's very deliberate. He's tried to go for something different. Or Steve has said, "Look, can we try and do something different on this?"
Yeah.
But I love the soloing at the end when the song's reaching that climax where you can't possibly get any lower in the mud, and Adrian comes in with this really fucking weird and dirty solo that just sort of goes round and round. You know the solo right at the end?
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and mouth it, it's embarrassing, but you know what I mean.
It just rings out, doesn't it?
And it sort of builds and builds and builds and builds, and it's like fucking hell. The pressure is just, you know, we mentioned it in the reaction video. This song is just all about building pressure. It's building make real dirty, horrible song, like, you know, really feel like you're in it, and you get that perfect release with track 2.
Yeah.
And this song is a perfect opener to bring us on this journey. Because it is just a horrible, downright dirty song. And it's Maiden don't write songs like that very often. And certainly don't open albums with them.
No. Yeah. So then, obviously, you know, and you've got that distant sort of vocals as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
sort of builds in with the guitar, doesn't it?
Left in the air. And then, and then we're straight into Stratego.
Yeah, oh, yeah. And that's that pressure release just gone, and it right there when, like say, Nico comes in on a snare, and boom, you're away with a gallop, and it's
you've
like
got the gallop, you've got the ding, 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 you know, the
familiar Maiden
melody.
It's like Maiden, they've wrapped that familiar blanket round you. Like, we know you put you through shit for the last 8 minutes, but here you go. Let's have a cuddle. Let's have a nice gallop. And
I mean, it's a pretty good standard 4 minutes. I mean, we spoke about it when the song came out. I wasn't
that's 5, isn't it?
I wasn't really sold to begin with, but it did grow on me.
Nick goes on fire on this as well. His gallop is constant for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
do that on one pedal. He's fucking killer. I can't, you know, I could do it on 2. Can't do it on 1.
And
I'm fucking, you know, he's 30 years older than me. It's embarrassing. But
have you tried it? Have you tried playing this song?
Yeah, but like I say, I can do it on a because I use double pedal, and I can do it on a double. But you know, it's cheating.
Yeah.
Feel dirty, you know. You don't want to play it that way.
Yeah.
No, this song is fucking great. I mean, you know, the chorus is exceptional.
Yeah, I'll say it's a standard Maiden, but standard Maiden is good. It's not
there's a level, isn't there, for standard Maiden, and you know, it's what you want. And it's weird that this is obviously Adrian and Steve wrote the last one. This is the sort of thing you think Adrian would have written, not Yannick. Because when Yannick writes, he tends to write longer, or when he combines with Steve, they tend to be longer tracks, like the Time Machine.
He does, like, his stuff does seem to be quite power chord heavy as well. He's not so much a, you know, right? He's more, you know. So
this is actually a weird one for Yannick, because if you listen back through Yannick's songs that he writes, this is a bit, especially lately, it might go back to the sort of stuff he wrote with Blaze, like your Judgment Days and your Man on the Edge. This is that, you know. But this is a strange one for current day Yannick, but it's a fucking great song. gallops along lovely.
Yeah. Yes. It's a palate cleanser, as I often refer to.
Yeah.
And so as different as that first song was, then we get sort of a bit familiar territory on this second song. You got the keyboards obviously back in. That was a nice little touch.
Yeah, and Steve finally playing keyboards, getting listed as playing keyboards. Only not Mike Kenny or anyone else. It's Steve on his own.
But then we get something different again with the third track, the Writing on the Wall. We have a bit of a Southern Fried.
Yeah, we do.
Track. This is as we said as well. He got the idea from watching Sons of Anarchy. It was that opening song.
Yeah,
that rubbed off on him.
Yeah, and the riders in the video. I mean, this obviously we raved about this when it came out, rightly so. It was totally different for Maiden, and it still is totally different from Maiden. But the more of it makes. I mean, I loved it as a standalone. I think I listened to it about fucking 50 times. But in the context of the album, it works even better.
Yeah, and I think it works brilliantly with the album. It, as a single as well, it's massively grown on me. It feels like it's already part in the canon sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's already.
Yeah, it is an awesome song, and
I can picture it being played live as well.
Yeah,
I can see that.
It's the first on the album for me that makes the old hairs go up on the back of the neck. You know, gives you the old.
I can just see that, and the crowd just getting ready, and
when Nico comes in on the toms, it's like fucking.
And just that first, that first concert when he does that first chorus live, just fucking, bam, 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 and then just see the crowd.
Massive. I think they will open like they did on Brave New World Tour. They will bash out the first 3 tracks, 1, 2, 3.
I can't see why not. Yeah, do that, and then 2 minutes to midnight, or
they'll go to 2 minutes to midnight or something. Yeah, they will do. But yeah, I mean, this is as good a triple threat opening as you're going to get.
Yeah,
anywhere.
And it cuts off quite nicely as well for the next song. The Writing on the Wall, not Writing on the Wall, Lost in the Lost World. It does. The way that song opens does feel like it's right. It's the opening of a new section.
Yeah, and it's weird, isn't it? Because this is normally the Steve Harris epic. This would be the one that they would build their live set around. But it's got all the usual Steve Harris bits. You know, the fucking what we come to expect from a Steve Harris epic. It's nigh on 10 minutes. It's fucking brilliant music throughout. But it's the worst. It's the worst song on the album for me, which tells you how ridiculous the album is.
Yeah.
That a Steve Harris epic that has got all the trademarks that you would expect from this man is a song that it doesn't get lost in the mix. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, but because of what comes later, it's the epic that no one's talking about, despite it being it's a monster of a track.
Yeah.
I mean, that intro is like, what the fuck is going on now? All the layered vocals and all that.
Yeah,
the acoustic guitars and that.
Yeah.
Yes. And apparently it was all Steve. It wasn't Kevin Shirley putting his ideas in. It was all Steve went, right, this is how he wrote it. He said when Bruce come to sing it, he's like, Bruce, I want you to double that up. Do it again and again. I want it really thick vocals. I mean, it's a brilliant intro, and it's a not very Maiden intro either.
Yeah, no, on the contrary, this is one of the highlights for me. I mean, I love
that.
Don't
get me wrong, I'm not shitting on a song.
Yeah, I know you're not. No,
brilliant.
This is the thing with this album as well. It's like you've got people that are dismissing it, and it's like unless you say if you don't say this is the best thing they've ever done, and every note on it is divine inspiration, and it's the last and perfect inalterable piece of music from Iron Maiden. It's like, well, what you're saying? It's shit then? No, I'm not saying.
Yeah.
I've given it a 98% out of 100 reviewing. Like, you're just stuck in the past. That's your problem. Hold on, what? No, I know you didn't mean that, but yeah.
I know. I just wanted to put it out there, because it's a ridiculous song. I mean, it's fucking great, and it's got when that kicks in,
the tension building drum for that Nico always said that.
Oh yeah, he does it well. It's that particular beat. Yeah. it's the same as from the greater good for the greater good of God. He's got the same.
I love that
pattern.
You know, love that pattern, and which again is backed by those keyboards. I quite like. That's another thing. Some people have sort of
gone about the keyboards. I
quite like the keyboards got the same tone all the way through because it just strings everything together.
Yeah,
it does sound. I do get the impression that he's listened to the album and then added the keyboards last. It's just as
because he wanted to fill because keyboards are very much about filling gaps and making stuff bigger, aren't they? You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
This is what everyone got the knickers in a twist in the Somewhere in Time and Seventh Son. It's like it's not as if they've gone electro. Like I can imagine them going old keyboards in metal because on the other side of the
soft
scale,
are they?
You had electronic music kicking off, and it was like, well, is that coming over here? And it's like, no, that wasn't at all what was happening, was it? And it's
just
and it's not as if they've gone completely Nightwish where they've just got some guy going, you know,
even though Steve does love Nightwish, he come out in an interview recently, didn't he, and said he loves the band. So obviously he's got.
I think
that would have influenced him.
Yeah,
but you know he hasn't. It services the music, and like you say, you mentioned Somewhere in Time of Seventh Son. No one in their right mind anyway is going to argue against those albums.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That Rageaholic I mentioned earlier, actually, Seventh Son was his least favourite album.
That's
where we're going.
Geezer, for fuck's sake.
He's put up an interview today with Tim Owens, actually. I watched the first 10 minutes of it, so it looks really good. He goes like right from the beginning.
Is he American?
He is American, yeah. So
Americans tuned out on Seventh Son. They couldn't get it. And it's like, for whatever reason, you know, I'm not saying shit. So...
Well, funnily enough, what was really we're diverting, sorry, but at the beginning of the thing, he says, my favourite metal singer, Tim Ripper Owens. And that was just like, yeah, I can't argue with that. If he's your favourite metal singer, he's it was like, oh, okay.
The guy's earned it as well.
Well, no, Dio. Well, yeah, but this is it. He's sung in Dio's band. Well, what about Rob Halford? He's sung in Judas Priest. It's only Maiden that he's not.
That's it, yeah.
And he seems to be hired by all your big wigs, top leagues. Always seem to hire him for a side project or a thing. And
he's got the fucking pipes. Without
he's got awesome pipes, and he's got a consistent catalogue as well. I mean, the fact that he goes from project to project, he's never done a stinker of an album, never. And like I say, we got about 10 minutes into it, and then I had to. Well, my shift relief turned up, so. But I will watch it later on. But I'll forward you that. It looks like it's going to be worth a watch. He's talking about he's going basically. It looks like he's going through his career album by album. So he starts off with the Winter's Bane albums and stuff like that. So he does his own work. You know, I don't know. Maybe it is a English thing. Americans don't take to Maiden quite as much as we do. I don't know. But anyway, right. So what was I talking about? Lost in a Lost World. So you've got that awesome building up, but. The payoff for me is the and I do find myself like head banging along in the car.
Chorus.
Is that banana? Oh,
chorus, isn't it? The chorus that you thought was going to be fucking repeating and shit. When the first announcement,
Well, because it was
Steve Harris chorus,
all of Steve Harris's songs. It would be but
no, it's
fantastic,
beast, isn't it? Yeah. Calls back to Afraid to Shoot Strangers. That
yes, all right.
And that, and then that's a great thing, you know. And I'm not. But it's
but then it goes into that solo afterwards. Yeah, I think this is fantastic.
And does it also reminds me anyway of the melody of When the Wild Wind Blows.
I've had that. And it's funny because I've not been listening to Final Frontier since we did the review.
Yeah.
But I have had Where the Wild Wind Blows stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Especially those open.
This song is a cross between Afraid to Shoot Strangers and When the Wild Wind Blows. And it's like,
I think the opening of Hell Awaits, not Hell Awaits, that's by another band.
Yeah.
Hell on Earth.
Yeah.
It can lead into you can sort of play that by mistake, I suppose, but yeah, no, I think this is we are winning at the moment.
Oh yeah, I went before. This is Brave New World levels of winning. You got banger after banger, ain't you?
Yeah.
You know, I said in the Brave New World show that you've got the first 5 tracks are arguably the best 5 first 5 tracks that Maiden never churned out on any album.
Mm.
What this right now is like, well, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're talking, it's that good.
And think of, well, we hit a new peak on Book of Souls. I mean, that was another, that Book of Souls to me started a new period. I'm hoping, you know, maybe the next album will be like a double album and we'll have like a trilogy of double albums. I don't know. But
yeah,
I think a new era started. So a new era started on Brave New World, but another new one started on Book of Souls. And I don't know what this era is going to be referred to, because we're still we're now in the middle of it, or the beginning of it, or whatever. But this Book of Souls and this feel very much like a double thing to me. They're one of the same. If you split it up into parts, so you've got the first 2 albums, that's the Yano era. They say the golden period started with Peace of Mind up until Seventh Son. You could go, right, the thingy period from Killers to Fear of the Dark is actually one section, but in that section you've got these little bits, you know. But yeah, then we've got the Blaze era, then we've got the new era with Brave New World. It feels like Book of Souls started something else. Yeah. Even though it is part of the Kevin Shirley era. You know?
But there's a thing I was talking about, you know, this is consistent brilliance. There's a thing I read in the fucking Guardian of all places, and I actually kept the fucking page bookmarked for when we finally got around to this.
For all their faults, the Guardian, their art, when it comes to cinema, plays, music, stuff like that, their art, so that the entertainment or art section, they are pretty good in that.
Yeah, they ended.
That's as charitable as I'm going to get.
Yeah,
but yeah.
No, I mean, I fucking hate the rag with a passion. But I read this because when it came out, I was reading every review I could get my hands on just to see. Because that's the thing, you read the reviews of the new Maiden album, just if someone slags it off, you go, oh, you're a wanker, you don't know what you're talking about. But I read this and it was like, fucking hell.
Yeah, the usual suspects actually write for the Guardian when it's they go. It's normally Joel McIver or Dom Lawson.
Right, yeah. So they said basically they ended their review which said, "This is stunning escape velocity songwriting that proves yet again that Maiden's true golden age is the current one."
Yeah, I'd back that.
Now, that a lot of people start crying over that because, oh no, there's Power Slave in it. But
no, that was your golden period. Yeah, it wasn't theirs.
I can't.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, exactly. This, I mean, like we was talking about consistency. You know, I'm going to die on this hill again, but half of Peace of Mind and half of Power Slave is filler. You know, for all the fucking great, epic, awesome tracks they wrote, half the 80s was filler.
Yeah.
Pure filler. There ain't been filler that's bad.
If you combine the two, you've got the perfect metal album, arguably.
That's what I said, didn't I? I said if they'd have waited 2 years and cut Peace of Mind and Power Slave in half and put it together, they should have stopped music then because it never would have been bettered.
It was different time back then. Now, when people banged out an album a year and all that.
Yeah,
I mean, if you look
I said that at the time. I said I always say it, that most of it was filler. But you get the odd track that doesn't stand up to the lofty standards that Maiden have set themselves now. But filler. That word hasn't existed since 2003 when I did Monsegur. For me, that bullshit, you know. But this is
one of the guys that commented actually says how much he likes Monsegur. He's like, I don't get, I hate it. I was like, well, here you go, mate. Welcome to Maidencast. Yeah.
But I mean, I can't. The Guardian have hit the fucking nail on the head, and he just said that this is Maiden's true golden age, and long may it fucking rain.
Yeah. I mean, who apart? Oh, I might say Metallica as well, but who else gets away with releasing a double album in this day and age? I mean, Wasp wanted to do it a few years back, and they just said they were told record shops won't stock them because they don't sell. Yeah, they went, we'll have the wall or something like that because it's already a step. But going forward, we don't stock double albums because they just take up too much space, which I think is bullshit.
Yeah, that's bollocks.
But they had to release it as 2 separate albums. Like they put one out and then put 2 out like 6 months later or the next year or something. But a double Wasp album. Oh.
Yes, no, I mean, Wasp
with the best will in the world.
Yeah. No, they wrote some quality stuff in the 80s, but nah.
Yeah.
No.
But no one really needs that, do they?
No, that's too much Blackie Lawless for even Blackie Lawless, mate.
Yeah. So
I mean, Lost in a Lost World. This is, like I say, this this winning streak is, and it's the Steve Harris epic in every sense of the word, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the lyrics in this are proper fucking bleak, and he really, like I said, he really is not happy with the way the world is going.
No, well, neither am I. So,
No.
me and Steve, I'd quite like to have a beer with him at the moment. This was
written fucking 2 years.
I weren't happy 2 years ago either.
Yeah.
So,
no, I mean he's really not happy with it. And
what I'd give to have the old problems back, but load of other things have taken over since then. But the world weren't in a good place to begin with.
No. So and he's always one for writing how he feels. But the lyrics are brutal, which I think is a good bit of ordering that the song that comes next is the song that comes next. Yeah. You've had an epic sort of, and it's a bit of a downer as well, like lyrically and that, and the Days of Future Past brings the mood right up again. Yeah,
again, these two songs perfectly together because you've got the good grooves in both these songs.
Now this is the Adrian Smith song that we know and love, isn't it? This one.
This I would have put out as a single instead of Stratego. If I was in the room at the time, I would have gone, "What are you doing?" Writing on the wall, good. You've got because you've opened
the writing on the wall. You had the video, didn't you? It was.
And fuck the video. I don't care about the video.
I'm saying the writing on the wall. That was
with that. But
that's
I know.
Why they did it.
I thought you were saying the video.
No.
Matches Stratego.
No, writing on the wall was a package that made sense at the time.
Yeah.
But no, like you say,
Stratego's got a good video. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And maybe release it as a single, but you should have released this one first.
Yeah, Days of Future Past has got single written all over it, and
this one would have caught me straight away.
Yeah, this is what Adrian made his fucking money with, and he's proving he can still do it 40 years later. Because this song is 4 minutes of awesome.
Yeah, just imagine this on Planet Rock. Like, oh right, here's an Iron Maiden's song.
Yeah. And the chorus.
Oh fuck!
The chorus is so fucking big.
Yeah,
it's massive. In fact, it's a chorus that shouldn't be in a 4-minute hit single. It's one of these choruses that you think would be in an epic. It's just so fucking huge and
yeah. Again, I want a new 2 minutes to midnight. Where's me AC? This is it.
This is it.
You're bitching about the long songs. Look at this song's awesome.
Because you get that intro out of the way and it kicks into that riff, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's fucking great.
That intro riff is brilliant.
And that's the great thing as well, is, as riffy and complicated and thing, a good chorus just opens up.
Oh, it does. It's just cold, doesn't it? It's just
bang. It's just bang and just let the vocals do the...
Bruce's high vocal is on point. It's Cancer didn't have a fucking single effect on the boy. He's singing, singing as great as he ever has been. And again,
some people have commented on his voice, but he's clearly. It sounds like his age is having an effect on his voice.
Yeah, Father Time is having an effect, and as it would do. He's fucking 60 for fuck's sake. I mean,
but I'm saying I like that.
Yeah,
I can hear. He's got a sort of ruskiness now.
Yeah, he has.
And he's not quite getting certain notes that he's trying to get. But so fucking what? Yeah. Like, how good was Ronnie James Dio towards the end? He started tuning down because he couldn't hit certain notes anymore. So, again, so what?
Yeah. You've only got to listen to Ozzy.
He's not as at his peak as he was in his 20s. Well, guess what? Neither are you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I don't understand that. That's one of the best things about Johnny Cash's catalogue is that he got older as it went.
Yeah.
And those later recordings are great because it sounds like a guy in his in his winter years. And. Yeah. People age. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, scary, isn't
it?
New concept alert.
Would you want, Roger Daltrey to sound like he's? The only way to fix this is to do studio touch-ups, and you'll hate that. And that defeats every purpose of what you know what I mean. You want to be retrospectively listening to a band's back catalogue and say like this was during this period, this is during this age, and and not only that, a band that's been going as long as Iron Maiden, only a band that's been going as long as Iron Maiden can write stuff like this. You're not going to be writing in material like this on the first album.
No, you grow into it, don't you? You mature and you discover yourself as a songwriter and all that, and you blossom.
Or you could do it on a first album, but it's certainly not going to be. You would have done the rounds in a previous band.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because you've honed your like Mark Tremonti's prime example. Creed were fucking massive, arena rock stars, fucking platinum. You know, biggest band on the planet at one point, and they fucking died of death. So Alter Bridge's first album was a mark of quality because the band it was Creed with a different singer.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was.
They're tight knit. They know how each other writes.
When I meant first album, I mean.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah. But I'm saying they like you said, they've done the rounds in other bands. They've honed their craft. So that's and that's the only way you're going to get those results if you hone your craft. I
saw Alter Bridge on their first tour. Actually, that was actually at Download. They did an afternoon set.
Oh. Well.
And that was when the first album was out, and they finished with a really good rendition of "Kashmir" by Led Zeppelin. You know that epic song by that amazing band, and it really showed that they could sit up there with the with the greats. You know.
Yeah.
Do you like Kashmir, Luke?
Yeah. I love the feel of it. It's nice and soft. Yeah.
So anyway, Days of Future Past to me could still be a single.
They probably will drop it a bit later,
And again, great uses of groove in both these songs. I think both these songs complement each other beautifully, just like Senjutsu and Stratego do.
That's Nico. Still thinking outside the box, mate. He's always thinking, right, how's this going to work? It's all very well me doing a fucking drum fill and all this shit. How's it going to translate to the people who don't appreciate it, and he's always thinking.
So far, all of these songs should be played live.
I mean, people scoffed.
We're at the point of what don't we play so far?
People scoffed when Bruce come out and said, you know what, this album could be played live in full.
Yeah, there is. I don't know if I want this whole done full, but we'll get to that when we come to the song or songs. But so far it is a winning streak. So let's go. Let's go time traveling, folks.
Fucking hell! I mean, this is a Yannick song. You can tell how it starts. I told you, I said before, didn't I? He dances around certain chords and certain structures.
Yeah.
It goes back to the Legacy. It goes back to the Talisman. It sounds similar. With the old acoustic.
The intro.
Yeah, if you think of the Talisman, you think of the Legacy. They're all similar. They all start the same way. Similar chords, similar picking, and it's a Yannick trademark, I think. Yeah. And then, then it comes in, boom.
Yeah, I love the melody as well, and the way Bruce is telling the story.
Yeah.
He is actually telling the story as well.
He does it well. Yeah.
But and then when it kicks into the I don't know the words. Again, backed on a nice keyboards. Really uplifting.
The chorus is fucking immense. Absolutely immense.
I mean, I'm thinking this is based on the H.G. Wells Time Machine.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Yeah, very loosely based, I'd imagine.
You can just sort of see the opening the door or the TARDIS, if you will.
Yeah.
And you'll see this futuristic world or this alternative sort of.
Yeah, puts you in the. Puts you, even though you can't imagine it, it puts you there. You can imagine it because this gives you gives you the ammunition.
This song reminds me, actually, not in they've ripped it off in any way, just the sort of atmosphere that it drums up of the last Rush album, Clockwork Angels. That the theme of that is steampunk. Are you familiar with?
Yeah.
So it's a vision of the future had the Industrial Revolution not happened. So it's run on steam and in that the village, basically the character ends up in this city, and there's the title track. He's describing the city, and the way it just opens up, you're there. You picture it. It's great, and
it's what they do. It's what Maiden do. They put you in this place.
Yeah, and this reminded me a lot of that, actually. Yeah. Just the way just that, and it's just you're there with the narrator walking around.
That's it, yeah.
in this thing, and yeah, it's great stuff, and a really
And then,
uplifting chorus as well. Actually,
Yeah,
just
the
really
chorus
good.
is immense, and then it kicks into the bit that Bruce said everyone will be pogoing their ass off.
Yeah.
Oh mate, what a middle section this is. Well, this section all the way through to the end of the song is.
Are we talking about the old?
Yeah, it's very.
Yeah, you can
Dance
see Yannick sort of flipping about.
But fucking hell, I mean, it is such an immense bit of music, and the drumming on it again. And it goes because that pattern he plays, he's galloping on his foot, but he's playing 16ths on the hi-hat, and it's the coordination to do that is fucking required, is unreal. Because of the way, and I can't speak about the man anymore, in any more glowing terms. It's just a monstrous drum track, and this entire bit of music is Yannick at his finest, and this is why he's in the band, because he writes songs like this.
Yeah,
I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'm saying it now. He writes bangers. Montague aside, we'll dock him a week's wages for that one. But this track is a fucking beast of a song, and I love every second of it. And it's a shame actually, because when it goes around and does the bit where everyone's pogoing and all the rest of it, when it trails off towards the end, and you get that nice little played once, and then with Dave and Adrian sort of just playing a little bit of melody in the background. Fucking hell, it only lasts about 15 seconds, but it's one of the best pieces of music on the album. So good. And this, fucking.
I mean, this opening disc, this part one, is longer. Yeah, is longer than Maiden, longer than Killers. I'm going through them all here. Longer than Number of the Beast.
Mad, isn't it? This is where we are now.
Yeah, right. Peace of Mind is when things start getting a bit longer.
Yeah,
46. But yeah,
this is where Maiden are. If you don't want it, tough. It's happening.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, where you mentioned earlier, if you got Peace of Mind and Power Slave and just combine them, you'd get disc 1 of Senjutsu.
Yeah,
because this would have been an album on its own.
Yeah, back
then in the early 80s. But so yeah, we're now on the second disc.
Yeah. So would you say?
I always fancy fish and chips at this point, because it sounds like I'm on.
Just want to get your thought before we crack on with this too.
Yeah.
You were up to Days of Future Past. You were like 5 out of 5. Are you 6 out of 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
This is 6 out of 6, mate. Yeah. I mean, what a fucking journey.
Yeah. And then we've gone on to disc 2, and I've got to admit, this is a bit of a heavy lift. This disc is but there's nothing wrong. But I think we're in X Factor territory.
This is the disc that I find myself. Well, I say disc because I'm streaming.
Remember when we said with X Factor,
I'm streaming on Apple Lossless, but if we just put Judgment of the Peace in the middle there, this would have flowed a bit better. I think we're into that territory now. Oh no, see, I don't. I was going to raise a point about all the people raving about this album, and raving about the epics and the Parchment and all that, and Hell on Earth and Death of the Celts, all the rest of it. They're the same people who said that the X Factor was all wrong and the songs were too long and all that. Yeah. Stop hating on Blaze for something to do.
Some of the songs on the X Factor are Charlotte the Harlot compared to this.
Yeah.
to what we are now. Yeah.
Everything that, I mean, like we said before, if it ain't for Blaze, you ain't getting this stuff now. Simple as that. And people are calling like the Parchment and that. I've seen it, and people are going like, old school fans are talking about, oh, this is the best song they've ever done. This is the best thing they've ever done. But they'll shit on Blaze in the very next sentence. Oh, the X Factor. Oh no, it's not even a Maiden album. Virtual 11. Oh, pretend it doesn't exist. You're only kidding yourself, because without those two albums, all right, Virtual 11 had a few, it was a bit, had its moments, but without those two albums,
there's a couple of blanks, that's all. And
because the quality is so high that's gone before
just edit Angel and the Gambler. Angel and the Gambler just fucks the rhythm of the album.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
But edit that down. It's perfectly fine.
But without them, you don't have this.
Mm.
But people are too fucking myopic to see that.
Yeah.
Ice Blaze, case in point, I'm fucking on Reddit, right? I follow the Maiden, the subreddit, and there's some quite active discussions on that. And there's currently there's a song mega thread, which basically the guy's got all the Maiden songs, and he's using like an algorithm just to put two of them together, and you vote on them, and it goes, the winner goes through the next round, loser goes home, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it come up with Invaders versus The Unbeliever. No one in their right mind is going to say that Invaders is a song that you remember after it's finished.
Yeah, it's a good
Whereas
album.
The Unbeliever is one of the best Maiden album closers ever written.
Yeah.
Yet The Unbeliever got obliterated in the voting. And there was a few people going, what? Fuck off. I said it. I was like, look, you got to stop. You got to stop with this, because it's Blaze, it's shit nonsense. Anyone in their right mind can see that The Unbeliever is twice the song that Invaders is.
Yeah, it's a piece of work. It's an awesome song.
But
in fact, I was saying earlier, I mention. Sorry to interrupt. I didn't.
No.
I just said like I've actually got on rotate at the moment, giving a bit of spoiler away. I'm just listening to The Unbeliever and Hell on Earth.
Yeah,
they're like my two favourite songs at the moment. I fuck knows why The Unbeliever just popped into my head.
Oh no, because we said it at the time. It is such a fucking monumental.
Yeah, but I was just going back and forth between them two songs for a couple of days. Yeah,
but people won't, and they won't accept it, and it's like, just fuck off with this. It's old.
It is really
so
old. I mean, and again, the guy's got 10 solo albums under his belt now, and the only thing was that if they'd hired a Bruce, I'll say sound alike, but someone in the same range as Bruce, I think the only person that would have happened, it would have been Steve Grimmett, or from Grim Reaper, or if they'd gone ahead with Dougie White. You would have hated Dougie White just as much as you hate Blaze. Don't take no fucking. Don't kid yourself. Bruce. No one's favourite Rainbow album is
Dougie White on it.
is it called Rainbow's End, or the one where it's just a picture of Richie like a scarecrow?
Yeah.
That's no one's favourite Rainbow album. So fucking pull your head out your ass. Like again, if he was still in the band, you'd have a point. Yeah. But Bruce is back.
That's it.
Just listen to it for what it is.
All worked out for the best, but you must. I don't care how much you hate on Blaze. You cannot talk about this entire reunion era in the reverence that you do without acknowledging that the foundations were laid in 1994.
Yeah, and not only that,
95 when the album came out.
How the fuck can you blame 2 albums?
Yeah.
Let's just go right. No, those albums are complete shit, and it's all Blaze's fault. Yeah, let's go with it. Well, how can you? What does that tell you then? The band that were going 20 odd years at that point.
Yeah.
They were going 8 years before Bruce even joined.
Exactly. Yeah.
And yet the bloke that turned up in the band 5 minutes just went, no. We're going to do what I want now.
Yeah,
and we're going to do nothing but 11-minute songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he contributed lyrics to what, 3 or 4 of the songs?
Yeah.
I mean, why are you blaming it all on him when he practically had fuck all?
Yeah,
Steve Harris is
Bruce Dickinson said it himself. Sergeant Major Harris, wasn't it? It was the thing. That's why Bruce left.
And funnily enough, he was saying, Rage Holic was saying this earlier with Tim Owens. He says it feels like you had a bit of a poison chalice because you get blamed for that era when it was really nothing to do with you. You didn't actually write any of the songs on those albums. Metal was in a bit of a weird period anyway at that point. He says as well, he goes, the myth is I joined the band and all of a sudden we were playing clubs. He went, no, on Painkiller, they were playing to audiences less than 1,000. Yeah. He went, so it had already started.
Yeah, of course it had.
But he said, but you know what? He went, I didn't hear any of that. He went, I loved that period of my life.
He's in Judas Priest.
He went, I was a Judas Priest fan anyway, and I was singing Judas Priest classics in clubs. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I can agree.
And he was saying about the jacket he had. He had like a custom made leather jacket with Ripper on the sleeve. That is a fucking awesome jacket as well. Yeah. And it was like, oh, you're trying to rip off Rob Halford. It's like, no.
Yeah,
it was the look of Priest.
Yeah, it's Priest. It's almost trademarked the look, haven't they?
Yeah.
Same as Maiden trademarked dodgy spandex in the 80s, wasn't it? You know,
yeah, it's just it's so weird how a certain period of a band would get blamed on the singer when
before we move off from Priest, I just want to put it out there that Jugulator, until Firepower came out, Priest's last great album was Jugulator. In all that time since 1997 to 2018, I would argue with anyone that Priest were they were riding the coattails of Painkiller. I mean,
I'm just mulling that over. Hold on.
There might have been the odd song. Nostradamus can fucking do one.
No, yeah, fair enough. I would agree with that.
From Jugulator to Firepower, everything
I would
in the
say
middle.
Redeemer of Souls. I would say I would go one album before, but apart from that, I agree with you.
But
yeah.
you know what I mean? And people say, "Oh, fucking hell!"
But Firepower is better than Redeemer of Souls. I will say that.
Firepower's great. That's the Priest album they've been trying to make since Rob came back.
Yeah.
Oh, and while we're on Priest, Get Well Soon, Richie Faulkner.
Yes.
Fucking hell, that was scary. So yeah, get well soon, son. Because you're the only reason I'm going to see fucking Ozzy. I want to see you tearing it up on stage, mate. So yeah, get well soon.
Yeah. 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 Best wishes and all that. I don't know where to go next, really. We've completely gone off on one.
Yeah, we have. We're starting Disc 2, aren't we? And Darkest Hour.
Yeah, I'm basically just plugging someone else's YouTube channel, and someone who's got like a million times more votes than me.
Yeah.
So I would have thought you would have, the people watching this would have known him anyway. So,
but no, you know, right? So Senjutsu, Disc 2. We've had the brilliant 6 out of 6. Darkest Hour.
And as I was saying, this always makes me fancy fish and chips because the old seagulls in the background.
Yeah, obviously.
But then my mood goes right down. Because...
Yeah, well, it would do. It's about Dunkirk, and it? That's, you know. So that's what the sound is supposed to give you, the Dunkirk beaches, where we got absolutely battered.
Yeah.
And then one man said, "Well, hang about, I'm not having this." And that's obviously the great Winston Churchill. You know, as Bruce said, you can think about the man what you want. He had his fucking faults more than most, but for what he did in them 6 years, or the 5 years after Dunkirk, greatest man on the planet. Otherwise, the whole world outlook is totally fucking different. But that's enough of the history lesson. Let's get on with the fucking thing, me. The song, this could have been on any of Bruce's solo albums that Adrian wrote with him. It's got a different kind of feel. It's Adrian doesn't normally do the old 7-minute jobs, but he started doing them recently. It's got a brilliant intro, nice bluesy solo, lead bits going over the top, and I love the verses, and the pre-chorus where Adrian starts strumming clean. I can't think of the lyric to back it up, but there's some fantastic music in this. Yeah,
I mean.
And yeah, it's an underrated. This
reminds me of something that would have been on. I don't know. I'm trying to. It doesn't feel very Maiden. It feels more like something off of Bruce's solo albums.
Yeah, that's what I said. It would have.
But then again, it's Adrian and Bruce.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I said. It could have been on Accident of Birth. You know.
Yeah. But no, it basically it strums together that, you know. I'm more sympathetic nowadays with the soldiers on the ground than I am Churchill, but oh
no, the soldiers get shit on,
and arguably as well, like you say, what you say about the bloke, his faults were the very thing that got you through that bit as well. But
I mean,
you could also say his faults, it's based on the film Darkest Hour as well, isn't it? Which I've still yet to see.
No, I haven't seen it either.
I did watch the one because there was 2 at the same time. You had the Gary Oldman one.
Yeah,
but then you had the one with Brian Cox.
Yes, I can't think what it's called.
The Paul Diano of the Hannibal Lecter. He's an underrated actor, actually.
Oh, he is, and he's the original Hannibal Lecter, lest we forget.
Yeah, and I did watch that film for Brian Cox and
Manhunter.
And I just never got around to seeing the other one, Darkest Hour. But
No, I haven't. But no, I do want to see it because Gary Oldman is magic.
But musically, it does. You know, I think it is. It catches that point of hopelessness.
Yeah.
But like, I think he sums it up perfectly in that one line before the dawn, the darkest hour, because it really did.
Oh yeah,
look like that it was over.
That's it. It was, yeah, because they got fucking whooped at Dunkirk. They was in retreat, fucking full on. The Nazis were at the fucking. They were at the gates, weren't they?
Yeah, and there was a good film. Who's the guy that did the Dark Knight trilogy? Chris Nolan.
Chris Nolan did Dunkirk. It's fucking as an awesome film.
Yeah, that was a great film as well. And
but this song, I mean, like you say, it really. I mean, the chorus is really fucking. The chorus is exceptional. Exceptional. It's fucking such a grace. And Adrian's solo in this. We didn't talk about. I know we talked about it in the reaction, but Adrian's solo in the Writing on the Wall was phenomenal. And it was actually a thing. He normally writes solos for 16 bars, but he pushed himself to write a 32-bar solo, and he said he was struggling, couldn't do it, and then he just sort of sequestered himself away and managed to do it. But the solo in Writing on the Wall and the solo in this that he plays are probably two of his finest solos he's ever fucking written, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Talk about proper air guitar solos, like, you know?
I mean, it just fits nicely into that war canon of Maiden's.
Maiden do so well.
Yeah.
And you can twin this with Ace's Eye, because obviously this is about Dunkirk and us getting battered. And then you've got Ace's Eyes about the Battle of Britain, where we fucking say no.
Yeah, but this is the thing as well. Something with like Ace's High, for example, would be like the Hollywood of the war.
Yeah.
So you've got like, you know, the action films, and it's all glorious, and all the pilots were these good-looking, striking men that never missed. And and whilst A Matter of Life and Death was a much more bleak, sort of realistic vision of war.
Darkest Hour, you mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying this fits in with
with
the Matter of Life and Death sort of
feel to it all. That's right.
And Passchendaele, of course.
Yeah.
The it tells that same story of just being completely downtrodden.
Yeah.
But holding the line.
But that's it.
No matter what.
Exactly.
And,
you know.
Because
like it says when he
can't be taken prisoner, so we're just going to have to fight. It's staring the death in the eye with all the odds against you.
That's it. Which when he quotes, because he even quotes Gandalf, doesn't he? From Fellowship of the Ring, he says, "You shall not pass."
Yeah.
You know, no matter what happens, we are like you say, we are holding this line. We are not fucking going any further. And it puts it again. You know, the songwriting, the storytelling is, and Bruce's lyrics don't get enough credit, especially later day. But he's almost writing poetry now.
Yeah, he's become
his lyrics
quite a wordsmith in his later.
Amazing. Yeah. It reached his, you know, he really peaked with A Matter of Life and Death. The lyrics, The Longest Day and stuff like that. Fuck's sake. I mean, and he carries it on. He carries it on here. I mean, it's a monster of a song, and it's one I fucking sleep on as well, because I'm in a rush to get to the three at the end. But
it's
not even the three at the end. I'll sleep on another one as well, but I'll get there.
It's just not one that it's not really a standout.
But it's still.
But it's because of the album it's on, rather than as it is as a song.
That's the only way it suffers. Yeah,
and I've got no doubt that it would take on a life of its own live.
Yeah. You put this track on Final Frontier, and it's like, I mean,
I think it'd be great, you know, if Maiden did a war set.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily have to do like Matter of Life and Death in full, but obviously take a lot of songs from that.
Yeah.
Maybe sort of revisit Matter of Life and Death with Passchendaele, Darkest Hour.
Yeah.
Afraid to Shoot Strangers.
Yes, a valid one.
You know,
Fortunes of War. Bust it out with Bruce. How good would that be?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah.
The Aftermath. Fucking hell. You could really plumb the fucking classics, couldn't you?
Yeah. What's the one on this? Is Facing the Sand a war song? It feels like a war song at the beginning.
It's about empires going, isn't it? Like where you draw it in the sand, and then eventually you just get washed away.
Yeah, But that opening, that opening thing, that feels like you're in Lord of the Rings at the beginning.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
When the drums kicking, you can see the arrows coming over. That'd be a great concert.
Awesome.
I think. That's the thing as well. The people go. Certain people say, "Oh, this is a satanic band." It's like they've got one song.
Yeah,
their most common theme is actually war.
Yeah,
they're practically bolt thrower. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell, Jesus.
But yeah, no, great song. An ever so slight drop for me, but only because of what's come before it and what comes after.
You could cut off the minute of fucking seagulls.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
That's the thing as well. Where there's all these songs along, you do end up finding yourself going, that could be cut off, that could be cut off. And it's like, I don't want to keep doing that.
For me, this is the only bit I would cut. I'll cut the outro. The intro with seagulls, fair enough, because it sets but the outro, you got 45 minutes of seagulls.
But you just end up finding, do I need this? It's like, no, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Don't get hung up on that. But, right, I think we'll move on to Death of the Celts.
Right, Steve Harris is in the driving seat now, mate, for the next fucking 34 minutes. Death of the Celts. Well, this song, I haven't seen it get mentioned as much, but fuck's sake, I mean, this is fucking as good a 10 minutes as you're ever going to hear. I mean, it's obviously it's the Klansman's twisted second cousin, isn't it?
I think it's got beautiful introduction. I love the opening.
I mean, Steve busting out the electroacoustic bass, which he hasn't done since fucking X Factor.
Yeah, I mean, the first couple of minutes alone would be just a great soundtrack to a long walk out in the middle of nowhere. Yes. You're doing a little hike or something, especially in this time of year when it's all grey and a somber morning.
Yeah, you got it's almost
perfectly.
Three distinct sections as well, and 3 bits of music. Oh, they're so good. This was the first track that really hit me, the old hairs on the back of the neck, during the first listen, because I listened to it like fucking late at night. So my body was starting to flag, so I didn't really take the album in, but I was listening to it in the car on the way home from work, and this come on, and the intro, that's when it was like. I felt a smile tugging, because it was like, I got it.
Yeah,
it took me a while, but I got it, and it was like.
On a quiet day, I'm about a 40-minute drive to work, and if I hit a bit of traffic, it's a bit longer. So I'm generally doing disc 1 on the way and disc 2 on the way
back.
I think this is a really good song. I just don't know if we needed a rendition of "Lost for Words" crowbarred into the middle of the song. It's just, I don't know. Do you remember? It's with Dance of Death. It's just, did we need the Top Gear theme in the middle of it? It just feels like I'm. And for one thing, it was all right, but it's like, and then they start and they do it again. It's just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
No, I'm not with you. I like.
But apart from that, it's good.
But people obviously commented that Bruce using the lower register on this, isn't he? Because this could be an X Factor tune. Because it's like
I've seen a couple of people say this song could have gone on X Factor.
Because it's lower register and all that, and the Bruce used lower.
I mean, the introduction definitely could have been on X Factor. Yeah. It's that style of song, isn't it? There was a lot of that on X Factor. The quiet, somber tone, and then build up. Good song.
I love the lyrics to it, and I love the way Bruce, the first bit, fuck's sake, where he's talking about I can't even think of the lyrics now, the breaketh of bone and stuff like that. I love the way Steve has written the lyrics, using the old English like breaketh and all that sort of thing. It's fucking, he really has. And this is the start. There's no chorus in this.
No, that's the thing as well. It's never been a real. It's quite a strange.
But this sets the time for the rest of the album, because there's no more choruses. After Darkest Hour, there's no more choruses.
Well, there is on Hell on Earth, isn't there?
No, there's one. How can it be a chorus if it's not?
It's just. He doesn't repeat that.
No.
Oh.
There's no choruses for the. it's fucking bizarre because obviously the Lost in a Lost World is a typical Steve Harris.
Well, that part
There's
of Hell,
chorus.
Hell on Earth.
Oh yeah,
saying Hell
we'll get there in a minute. Fucking but that's why these three stand out for me, because it's a different style of songwriting for Steve altogether. He's wrote Lost in a Lost World. Right, yeah, no, that's my usual type of thing. I want to push myself now, and he's written 3 completely different tracks, unlike anything Maiden have ever written before. Yeah. And to have the bollocks, quite frankly, to end the album with 3 tracks like that is, that's some big.
Well, only they could get away with it, but like I was saying earlier, only a band that's been going this long could do it, because they've earned. They've earned.
They've earned the right, haven't they? They're like, we do what we fucking like. If you don't like it, fuck off.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it does go through sort of a story, and it goes through the, I love the bit at the end as well when it opens up with the keyboards.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's fucking awesome, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a new video. I want to start filming drunk people singing along to Maiden song, because I always we'll go the first 2 lines and then just go first.
Oh yeah. Oh, and before I forget, with this, I challenge you, when the song, after you get the intro bit and it kicks in heavy, and it's like, try and not think of the Christmas Carol, "We Three Kings of Orient Are."
Well, okay.
I've ruined it for someone on
Top Gear and Lost for Words.
I've ruined it for someone on Reddit because I wrote that down and he said, "You bastard! I can't unhear that now." We three kids of Orient,
one in a taxi, one in a car.
But that start of it, obviously he's not ripped it off, but it's a very sort of shanty sort of. Do you know what I mean? It's got that rhythm to it that obviously has been written 1,000 times before. But try and listen to it without thinking of that Christmas Carol next time.
Okay. Well, like I say, I hope it beats the.
Fucking Top Gear, Lost for Words. Fuck's sake.
It does. It feels like like I'm watching a program that's about cars or about racing. In fact, is it Formula One? Do they still have that?
The chain. Fleetwood Mac.
They could swap. This could be a new one. Yeah, it just sounds like racing. That riff I don't like, but the rest of the song I do. And I had that same thing with Dance of Death. Yeah,
because I remember you've I can't work that out either, but there you go.
Right, now we're going to I know we're going to have a row now. So
Parchment. I mean, this is obviously, what their 4th longest song ever.
Okay, yeah.
And
go on.
You're not. You go, because you're not feeling it, are you? I can tell straight away.
I just don't like it. The problem I've got with this song is that, to me, nothing happens in it. There's loads of stuff going on, and there's some great riffs, and there's some great melodies. I love the introduction that, and that bam, bam.
Oh yeah, when it kicks in. Yeah.
But I get to the end of the song, and I'm like, I don't know what's happened. I never remember any of it. Now, there's certain songs on this I've been singing in my sleep.
Yeah.
There's a song on this album that if a band was playing there and their singer just died, I'd be able to get up and do it.
Yeah.
But this song just doesn't jump out to me. It's just nothing about it. And what's made it worse is that I've really tried to get into it. And every fucking time I play this song, I zone out. And I get to the end of it and I go, oh, what happened then? Like, I feel like I've been to a concert with Iron Maiden and someone's just, I've looked at my watch or something, or seen a fight kick off in the background, and then you've turned around and gone, Eddie was just on. I'm like, like, the song just passes me by. Nothing hooks me.
So that's weird, isn't it? Because like I say,
and I even find myself going, oh, this is good though. Oh, this is a good bit, and this is, but no, as soon as it's over, it's gone. I couldn't tell you anything about this song. That's
weird, isn't it? Because, like I say,
but you think it's a masterpiece.
I do, but
no, go on. Then.
It's not.
I'd rather the song be praised because it's something I'm not getting. It's
a weird one because, like I say, it starts with Death of the Celts, goes through the Parchment and Hell on Earth, where this is 3 songs that like Steve Harris has never written. We all know what a Steve Harris epic is.
Yeah.
A Steve Harris epic, you got case in point on this one, Lost in a Lost World, contains everything that a Steve Harris epic should contain. You got the meaty riffs, you got the solos, you got this, you got that, you got the section that repeats, you got chorus, you got mellow intro, mellow outro, blah. It's a Steve Harris epic in every sense of the word. These are Steve Harris epics, but it's a new type of epic. It's a storytelling. There's no need to repeat. This song doesn't need a chorus. It's telling a story. You don't need to repeat that section of the story where the warrior kills the dragon or whatever. He's telling you a story about this sacred text on this parchment that men go to war over or men betray each other over and all the rest of it. So much probably could be talking about the Bible or the fucking Quran or any other fucking religious nonsense. But it's telling this story, and it's telling it with some of the most fucking sublime music that he's ever committed to tape. And you got that, and I've heard people talking about this song in terms of being on Reddit and all these other forums, talking about this song being the best song they've ever written. I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's just but
this is not. These are not kids. These are fucking gumbies. These are 50-year-old geezers going, you know what? This song is on another level. And musically, it's fucking fantastic. And like that bit where, like you say, you've got the intro, you know, and it sort of comes in, reminds you of the Nomad Part 2. And then when it kicks in...
You know that riff. It's stuff going on, but it just ultimately, I don't know where we're going.
I think one day it will just hit you. Well, I hope it will anyway. I'm not saying, you know, if you've done like...
Yeah, I don't want to not like it.
I'm hoping that one day you'll be in the car and it'll all make sense to you.
I'll walk into a room and it'll be playing, but fucking hell, this is a good song. Who's this? Iron Maiden. What? What happens this song?
It's the part, yeah. But for me, it tells a story. It's like chapter 1 to chapter 10 or whatever, and it's telling you this story. And the bit at the end where fucking Bruce does the "Meet Me There" vocal, you know the bit I mean, where he holds the longest note on the album right near the end.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, fair enough.
Fuck's sake, because that's when Harris speeds it up out of nowhere.
Yeah, there is a feeling at one point on the song where it's like that we're constantly tapping on the glass.
Yeah.
And then there is a bit where it's like, right,
it shatters,
and there it's gone, and then that note there. I get that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, still, it's just
bizarre,
like it's. Don't know. It's just not there. It's just not there, mate. It's
strange, but no, I hope that it will just hit you, because for me, I always used to skip this to get to Hell on Earth.
There's that as well. Yeah, yeah. I did normally find.
Yeah, it's a bummer because it suffers from its position. A bit like Darkest Hour suffers from its position because it's in between the Time Machine and Death of the Celts. But I hope this song one day will just make sense to you, because it's a musical work of art.
Yeah, I mean, Death of the Celts did grow on me. I wasn't too hot on Death of the Celts, to be honest, to begin with. But then I did sort of say to myself, is it just because it's on this album? Because there's so much good stuff on there.
Yeah.
And then I did think, well, say I got Death of the Celts or the Parchment, fuck it, and I just put it on the end of No Prayer for the Dying. No Prayer for the Dying is quite straightforward.
Yeah.
You've got pretty much 10 tracks that are...
Yeah, there's nothing over 5 minutes on there, is there?
Yeah, nice, straightforward rockers all the way through. And then, boom, Death of the Celts at the end of that. That would probably be a good ending to a straightforward album, you know, like, 4 minute, and then a nice little 11 minute at the end. Yeah. So, that's especially the way Maiden albums are now. Yeah, if I picked this up and put it on the end of another album, it would probably have a bit more of an effect. But because I'm just getting so many long, epic, so if you said no Prayer for the Dying was an album full of 2 minutes of midnights, this is an album full of Number of the Beasts. You could say that about X Factor as well. It's like
Yeah.
the epic final. You've just got that all the way through, you know.
Yeah.
But like I say, I don't know what it is with the Parchment. It's just not kicking my ass. It's just not. And you know, even that bit, you know,
yeah.
But again, it just feels like it's all just copied and pasted together, and there's just no.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
Mm.
Yeah, I hope it clicks for you. I hope it does, because it's a monster, fucking monster.
Yeah, well, so
and you never know if they do decide to fucking play this whole album in smaller venues. It might be when you get your fucking eureka moment, mate.
Maybe, but I can see myself just going to get a beer.
Like, yeah. You know.
Yeah. But,
right, so that's the first time we've disagreed, isn't it? Really, but
on this
I've got a feeling we're going to agree on the last track.
Yeah.
Along with pretty much every other Maiden fan in existence. This, fuck's sake, I mean.
And that's another thing as well. Taking into account what comes next,
yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I mean, this. Fucking hell! I mean, I'm trying to form the words, but this song and this album overall, they scare me, because if Steve Harris come out tomorrow and said, "We're done," I'll be like, you know what? What a way to go out. This album, this track, Hell on Earth. But on the other flip side of that coin, it scares me, because they ain't got many albums left, if any. But if they do write another one, how can it be as good as this? How can they follow? I mean, fuck.
That's what Setting the Bar is all about. Yeah.
I would have been happy if Empire of the Clouds was the last song they ever wrote. But now I've gone past that with Hell on Earth, because the song is such a majestic fucking tour de force. I almost don't want them to make any more music, because how can it be as good as this? I mean, this is 11 minutes and 19 seconds or whatever it is of utter fucking joy. I mean, every possible emotion goes through me when I listen to this track, including, why the fuck have you not repeated that chorus when you repeated 9 million choruses on Angel and the Gambler? You bastard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where was that restraint then? Why this cries out for that another chorus, doesn't it? Because the chorus is, I mean, I'm getting ahead of ourselves talking about the song, but the chorus is fucking mind bending. But when this song starts, I mean, fucking hell! I mean, what an intro! I mean, it's 3 minutes before Bruce even thinks about coming in.
Yeah,
and it's 3 minutes of majesty.
Just that melancholic, but just that dark.
With that little lead bit over it. Da-da-da.
Yeah, and just that little the way that just rolls round, and
it's making me I've got fucking tears in my eyes just fucking humming that melody. Then it's so fucking powerful.
Do you know what that bit of music makes me feel? And I've never had it's a feeling that you've all had, but I guarantee you've never thought about it. It's that nauseous, sick feeling that you get when you're up really early in the morning. So I get it all the time, because I have to get up at wanker o'clock, and you're on the train station, and the only fucking light is that one of those big, you know, those foreboding, horrible, just bright white light. They don't even light up the area.
No, that's it. Yeah, the spotlight on you.
Yeah, or even though you're going on holiday, but an airport, like the car park of an airport, where it's just pitch black, and it's like, and you have that sick feeling. I shouldn't be up now. But this is too early, and I just feel like shit. And if you're not got a particularly good day ahead of you either, you're just thinking, it's that. The nauseous feeling of being up really fucking early, when something in your body tells you this isn't natural. You shouldn't be up now. You should be back to sleep. It feels that bit of music makes me feel like that, which I think it's meant to, because it's.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's You know, this is Steve. This is the culmination of Steve being really fucking pissed off with the world.
He's black-pilled big time on this song. He's, yeah, and yeah, being black-pilled is quite an easy trap to fall in. You need to find yourself in it and go, no, we're not going there. And you need to pull yourself out of it, but it's hard. And
he's succumbed, didn't he?
But this song captures it perfectly.
Oh,
I mean, I
lyrically, musically, it's just a fucking tour de force of emotion. I mean, not to reason why the armed children are in this world fighting in the name of God's way. Morning bleak and utter waste. The vanity of the world is assured now. Fucking hell, it's just fucking dark, isn't it? Dark. Yeah. And I love the way. I mean, the way that Bruce doubles up on the word pray for the next. After it finally kicks in out of nowhere, we've got to add when Nico just fucking steams in. That was jarring. Having that up fucking full blare in the headphones, and all of a sudden this fucking snare drum just hits you in the face.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. But fuck's sake, I mean, I'm struggling with the words for it because this is such an awesome song.
It's not that it bears repeating as well. I mean, it's got as many hooks as it would a single, because this has been the song that I'm just skipping to it.
Yes,
I think they had another thing, because I sort of said I'm struggling with the second disc, to be honest. I'll get into it and I just think I just want Hell on Earth.
Yeah,
it's been the song I go to. I mean, they have fucking got to play this live.
Yeah, this has got to be the one, isn't it?
Yeah,
got to be. If they don't do the album in full, this has got to be the one in the middle, the Sign of the Cross, the Mariner, the Book of Souls, where the fucking, you know.
Yeah, I can
build a set.
I can take anything off the first disc and this. Darkest Hour, Death of the Celts, and Parchment. They're all right, but I'm not going to feel particularly shortchanged if they're not played live. But I think the first disc plus this would have been a perfect album. The Darkest Hour, Death of the Celts are all right. I could live without the Parchment. But this to me is one of the best songs Steve Harris has ever written.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking
I
amazing.
don't really. It's 11, 19 seconds of just perfection. Everything is exactly where it needs to be. It doesn't need to be any longer. It doesn't need to be. He has just hit the nail. He's just thrown a dart and it has gone straight.
Bullseye. Yeah.
It's not even had a bullseye. It went into the triple 20.
Top 20. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just gone bump, and done a perfect throw.
I mean, I would argue with you there. I would say that it does need to be longer purely because it's so good. I want another chorus, and I want the outro.
Maybe, but you can have too much of a good thing. Longer. Yeah.
And I mean, talking about the chorus, I mean, I wish I could go back. I'll never be the same again. Bled for all upon this hell on earth. And the way Bruce doubles up the vocals on that, fucking hell. I mean, I hope to see you all when I leave this world. I hope to see you all again on the other side of hell on earth. Fucking what a lyric. If that don't make you fucking want to cry like a baby.
I think the lyrics to the entire song are pretty on point, actually. I think Steve Harris is aware of a lot more than what he lets on.
Oh yeah,
I'll just say that.
Yeah.
But
he's knocked it. It's a 6. It's a home run, and it's whatever sport you fucking follow, mate. This track is, fuck's sake. I mean,
and the fact that this was written before everything that's gone on, it's like, well, it stands to reason even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we talk about lyrics. Obviously, we get through that. You dance on the graves you bled for us. Do you really think they'll come for us? Knowledge and virtue taken by lust. Live on the edge of those who you trust.
Yeah, I think you well spotted. I'll really take my hat off to you for spotting that, because I didn't spot it, and I doubt of all the people that have interviewed Maiden, I wonder how many picked up on it.
In fact, I might, when I do my old fucking, because I've got Brucey soon, I might bring it up. Say, did you twig this? Was this deliberate by Steve? Well, obviously, it was deliberate.
Yeah, was it deliberate? How did it come back? Can you expand on it or something like that? Yeah, definitely put that on the old little postcard that you get. Yeah,
because it is, and the way it's just ever so slightly changed from Senjutsu to Hell on Earth. I think it's a masterstroke.
I mean, I think in fairness to the journalists that were lucky enough to interview the band, I mean, they probably were played the album once
and then got
and then taken. So they wouldn't have spotted it. But
no, exactly.
yeah, maybe put something on in a fan club forum, or that's definitely well spotted and well thing. But yeah, they finished the album with a masterpiece.
Yeah,
there's plenty of masterpieces in this album. I don't, there's a few bits I can live without, but at no point they're like on this is shit. Like this, what on earth were they thinking? I mean, two songs I dislike, A Dance of Death and what was the other song I don't like? Angel and the Gambler.
When Wild Wind Blows, you weren't enamoured with, were you?
Yeah, I weren't really particularly fussed with that. I didn't dislike it.
Two of my favourite Maiden songs ever.
The Assassin makes me laugh. Better watch out. But yeah, nothing like that. Just with Parchment, I just sort of go, I've explained it. It just kind of passes me by.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of, okay, what just happened? But this is definitely a fantastic addition to the library that is the Iron Maiden songbook.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's taken over. I don't think it's entered my top 5, but it's probably entered my top 10. I would have thought. I wouldn't have. I think my top 5 is still. I've narrowed. I've narrowed my top 5 down to about top 7, and I'm going to spend the next week.
My
letting
top
them wrestle
5,
in my head.
My top 5 are nailed.
Yeah, well, like I say,
nailed in place.
I've got my 5, and there's another 2 going. Hold on a minute, if you forgot about me, and I was like, well, maybe I just need a little reassessment. So
I'll tell you, my top 5 are nailed. I'll tell you what will kick your ass is when we do the Ultimate Maiden album.
Yeah.
So I picking track 5. You got to go through your track 5s and pick one. Fuck, I mean,
well,
it's brutal.
Yeah, and not only that, you got to choosing your perfect live set as well. Well, that's completely different to a perfect album, because it's a case of, well, what do I leave off?
Yeah. But fucking hell. I mean, but as far as obviously while we're finishing up, I mean, it's this song is possibly the finest thing that Aris has ever written.
Certainly up there. Yeah, certainly up there.
Contender for best Maiden song of all time, and that's not hyperbole. That's we've sat with this for a month, and I felt that first listen, this song hooked me.
This was the one. Put that one back on.
The 75th listen, a month down the road, it still hasn't let go. So it wasn't just oh, it's a new song. It's fucking sunk its claws in, and it's going to be there with your fucking Rhymers, your Ancient Mariners, and your fucking and your Heaven Can Waits, and your all the other Fear of the Darks and all that. It's going to be there, and it ain't letting go. And it is the perfect way to end, for me, a perfect album. And
to me as well, I just want to say that it's 11 minutes long and it feels like 4.
Oh yeah, that's why I want it longer. In fact, I'm toying with. I've downloaded some editing software, and I'm trying to work away at how I can make it longer, because I want the outro to be longer.
Yeah.
And I want the chorus repeated, because the song is so good. There's just not enough of it. It's the best cracker ever. Go back to our little cracker analogies.
Yeah.
The
cracker.
This is not regular crackers. This is the best cracker ever. And fuck's sake, I mean, Steve Harris, mate, you deserve it. And if I ever get a chance to meet you, I'll fucking hell, I mean, proper fanboying out here. But because I hadn't listened to it for about a week, I've been listening to the new Tremonti album, which is
you need to do that sometimes. That's the thing when you get a new album.
And it helped me.
So have a week off and then go back to it, and it's still
like I say, I went on to Tremonti, which is a banger, by the way. Check it out. Marching in Time. But when I went back to
Carcass's new albums.
Oh yeah, I still haven't listened to that. Yeah. But yeah, it gave me it cleansed the palate, as you like to say. And I went back to it, and it was like, fuck, it is still as good as I thought it was. It's still there. And like I say, this is 10 fucking songs of. I'm with Nico on this. He fucking loves it. I love it. It's 11 out of 10. Fucking 10 out of 10.
Oh, I still love it. Yeah, I just
it's awesome. And fuck, I'm scared because I almost want them to call it a day because I'm
Yeah,
worried.
because it's only it can only be downhill from now,
Yeah.
surely. Yeah.
And
but how many times have we said that?
And consistently, Steve Harris goes, "Hold my beer, lads."
Yeah.
And writes
they do continue to knock it out of the park. There was no way you could have predicted Book of Souls when you listen to Matter of Life and Death.
Yeah, or Final Frontier. He's missing Final Frontier out because.
Oh, I'm talking in terms of.
Oh yes, quality. No, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I thought it was in order. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, you know, it's consistent, and the Guardian were right. This is their true golden age.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You know, and fuck's sake, I mean, they must have sold their souls to the devil because, as I said earlier, you know, because that's the only way I can think of it. A little band, you know, from the East End, just down the fucking 30 minutes that way for me. Even closer for you. You got the birthplace of Steve Harris, and that's where the birthplace of greatness. I mean, there should be a shrine at his gaff when he goes. There should be a statue, and we should go and worship at the altar.
Well, we've got out of the cart and horses, I suppose, but yeah.
Yeah. But it's a case of, you know, I've run out of fucking words to describe our.
No, he is one of the best songwriters that this country's ever produced. You know, we're getting battered over the head with the Beatles and the Stones and the David Bowies of the world, which is fine. I'm not knocking that.
If you said his name to any journalist, they'd be like, "Who?"
Yeah. If any of them, if any of Maiden were walking through a local sound centre, unless you knew, like you were a Maiden fan,
that goes back to what you were saying earlier about the Hall of Fame and the number one. You want them to be recognised. I want them to have that Metallica, you know, where they finally get accepted by the mainstream because they fucking earned it.
Yeah.
They've earned it. And I want them to finally, for the world to go, like what pissed me off, the Olympics when it was in London. And you had this, Danny Boyle did this celebration of all things London. No Iron Maiden. Are you having a fucking laugh?
Yeah, it didn't.
They are London. The East End. Born and fucking bred. 3 of the members. Steve, Adrian and Nico. London boys.
Yeah, and you know,
the
carting horses, the Ruskin Arms. Yeah.
You know, I want them. That's why I get pissed off when they're not in the Hall of Fame and why they didn't get to number one this time, because I want the public to know what I fucking know. Oh, it's that band, it's that Iron Maiden, they played the heavy metal shit. Here you go, listen to Hell on Earth. And fucking come back in 11 minutes.
Listen to Empire of the Clouds, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Let Coldplay come up with something like that. Yeah.
I want the acknowledgement to say, you know what? You were right. You know, same goes with Def Leppard. The same goes with Sabbath, with Priest, with fucking Motorhead.
Napalm Death.
Yeah, yes. I mean, Napalm Death have championed the fucking genre of metal. Carcass. They've been doing it. Metal doesn't get recognised, and that's why we crave it to be. Well, it's
not only that. It always America takes it, and it blows up. And not only did they do it with heavy metal, but they also did it with death metal. With death metal, as big as death metal's huge now. But it started Napalm Death, Bolt Thrower, Carcass. I'm missing someone out. I know I am.
Oh yeah, no, there will be.
Yeah, they're the main three. But
but no, you'd think
they took music in Florida again and pushed it further. Earache grabbed it, and then Florida just went, "Yeah, we'll have that." Obviously, I know Chuck Schuldiner and all that.
And all that.
But Chuck Schuldiner was wearing Napalm Death t-shirts, and you know,
and that is why we strive for it to be recognised by the public. If they did, we'd fucking hate it. We'd be like, "Oh, fuck off! You never liked it in the first place. Why like it now?" But because we'll be hypocritical. But I want the greatness of this band.
Well, it's a bit like with the Tom Gabriel Fisher speech when he just got that thing in.
Is it
Finland
thanks very much, but where the fuck were you? Fuck off.
Where were you 40 years ago when I was
that
fucking
was
struggling?
Brilliant. That was brilliant. But
he could have just done a Johnny Rotten and gone, do you know what? Poke your fucking the world up your ass. Don't want it, but
no, he wanted the validation.
Yeah.
But he also wanted to tell it like it was and say, well, thanks for nothing.
Yeah.
Giving me this as a pity thing. You know, but no, that's why I want the greatness of this band, because they are one of the fucking finest bands that have ever been committed to vinyl. Forget genres, forget fucking whatever.
Yeah.
They deserve to be in the top fucking 10. For me, they're the greatest band of all time. But in terms of, you know, the Beatles and your Stones and all this other shit,
The Who,
they deserve The Who. they deserve to be up there.
They do deserve to be up there. Absolutely, they do. The quality of work.
If there is one fucking if you got to have one band representing each different genre, heavy metal, it's Maiden.
Yeah, and it's like so even as a songwriter, just saying Steve Harris, as a songwriter, Pete Townsend he has wrote some of the greatest music ever written. Yeah, but he burnt out decades ago. Yeah. Steve Harris hasn't burnt out.
No, because he kept.
And they're off the same age. I mean, all right, fair enough. The Who had 20 years on. I don't know when was the first Who. That was, let's say, it was the 60s.
Late 60s, wasn't it?
But the Who, came out with the Kinks and the Beatles and all that pop culture of the 60s. But then found their way in the 70s with Tommy, etc. I mean, Quadrophenia is one of my I think that is my favourite album of all time, regardless of genre. But yeah, the last Who album's all right, I suppose, at its moments, but they're not on the. They didn't have that consistency. They burnt out pretty quick, and like Metallica, I feel Metallica creatively are burnt out, and now they're just playing the hits. The Who are playing the hits. Yeah, you wouldn't you no fucking way with the Who. You played a whole new album.
Yeah, no,
but again, Maiden definitely. As successful as they are, they don't get a tenth of the recognition.
No, they don't.
Absolutely, they don't.
But
that's the thing with heavy metal in general.
Yes,
look at
exactly.
Like there was a guy I was lucky enough to go to the Golden Globes as I was reviewing it, and the guy Lemmy had died at the time, and he just said Lemmy's last album was. What did I say?
Golden Globes, which is totally different.
What did I? It was the Golden Gods. Sorry.
Golden Gods.
No, I was at the Golden Globes. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell.
That's like the Oscars, isn't it?
Yeah, it ain't far off, mate.
The Golden Gods, sorry, but he just said Motorhead's last album was still better than half the crap that's in the mainstream. This guy did over 20 albums. He was a road musician. He was in Hawkwind. He was a roadie for Jimi Hendrix.
Roadie for Hendrix, yeah.
And what did he get on the BBC?
Yeah, exactly.
It's that band that he shagged 1,000 women.
Yeah.
They tried making him out to be some sort of misogynist. Oh, and he was in that band that was on the Young Ones.
Yeah.
That was it.
That is the British Broadcasting Corporation. That's supposedly the pinnacle of British journalism, worldwide journalism, supposedly. Fuck off. It's disgusting.
And Motorhead had recorded with orchestras. The amount of the spectrums that back catalogue covered as well. But all you ever get is
Lemmy was a misogynist. What band did he champion in the fucking 1980s when no one would give him the time of day?
Yeah.
Girls' School.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Get a grip.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, metal in general is the fucking red-headed stepchild of music. And part of me's all right with that, but part of me really fucking hates that.
Well, like Lemmy said in his autobiography, the greatest autobiography ever, apart from The Beast.
Yeah, let's face it. One's an autobiography, the other one's fiction.
Yeah, but he just said it takes just as much time, effort, and talent and hard work to get there somewhere as a metal musician as it does any other type.
Yeah.
So why
the disparity?
What is the difference? Yeah.
Respect, it's disgraceful. It's the only way I can fucking sum it up. And we could fucking rant on.
And like I say, I've got a heavy metal collection here, and I'm an anorak. But if this was a jazz collection, everyone would be saying how fucking sophisticated I was.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's all snobbery at the highest order.
Yeah.
But hey ho.
Right.
We know
we're just hitting that 2-hour mark, and I think we can bang on all day about that.
That's it. We could do. That's a podcast. That's another podcast in its entirety, isn't it? But no, Senjutsu, like I say, it scares me as to where they go from here, because I don't know how the fuck they're going to top it.
Yeah, and that's a good place to be. You can't really ask for more, can you?
That's it.
So, as ever, we made it. You've made it. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, tell us your favourite song. Tell us how wrong I am about the Parchment. And yeah, just the album's well and truly sunk in now. So I want to know what you think about it. Where does it sit in your? Does it hit your top 5? Is it now in your top 10? Is it, where do you think it matches up? And and what do you think about, should Maiden be more recognised? As successful as they are, should the general populace and the general culture notice their contribution. And yeah, we're coming to the end of Maidencast now, folks. We've not got a lot left. We've covered all the albums now, so now we're going to be having a bit of fun in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, a couple of different
We're going to be putting together. Next up, we're going to be doing our top 5 albums, and you're going to need to tune into that one because there's going to be some rares. Yeah, it'll be a good job that me and Luke are in separate
separate rooms,
things because
separate
it could end up being a fight. We could be wrestling on the So but no, thanks for watching, everyone, and take care. We'll see you all next week.
Take it easy.
See ya. Thanks.